Okay, yeah. Okay, guys. Good day. Adelola Shokoya here. Good to have you back this week. So this week, we'll be looking at the market again, like we normally do at the beginning of the week. This week is going to be a very busy week, by the way. Let's look at Forest Factory. Let's look at the economic data we'll be having this week. It's going to be a very, very busy week. From tomorrow, we'll be having high impact news coming from Swiss franc, that's CHF. Then we have AUD USD also, cash rates. They have double tomorrow, double high impact news. That'll be a rate statement. Then we have on Tuesday also, we have the Federal Reserve chairman Jerome Powell will be speaking. That'll be on Tuesday. Then also Australian dollar RBA Governor Lewis also speaks. On Wednesday also, we have an IPANI coming out from US, US time at 7:15 a.m. ADP non-farm employment change. Then Canadian, BOC rate statement. Powell speak again on Wednesday. So it's a very busy week. Then on Friday, the ultimate. The Friday is going to be the ultimate. That will be the non-farm pay employment change that every trader looks forward to. So it's going to be a very, very busy week, as you can see. All right. So having said that, let's move on to the chart. Let's look at what is happening in the chart. If you've been following, if you watched last week's video, if you have not watched it, please, probably I'll drop the link somewhere, around there. You need to go see it. We did an analysis on what US dollar index is likely to do for the week. And as you can see on my zones, all these my zones, all these my major zones, you notice that the US dollar index is really battling this resistance, this major resistance. It's yet to break out from here. So as you can see, let me highlight that place because a lot of people, so that you can see what I'm talking about. This area, this resistance zone is still being battled by the dollar index. So and there's a rejection around there. So we have a rejection around there. We already have a rejection around this area. So now, my point is, because we have a rejection around this area, around this major support resistance and resistance, we might likely to, it's looking like that we are pulling back, pulling back into this zone. So until we have I won't be betting my my money on the dollar index until we break out from this resistance zone, and we break out into this new zone, to the 106, 105, above the 105 resistance, and we break up properly, then we can say, the dollars regain the strength. But for now, we seem to be having some minor pullback from this major resistance zone. So I'll be keeping my eye on the dollar index. And like I always like to say, if you've been listening to me, that it's important that we look at the dollar, because it's the major currency. We call it the currency of the world. So you want to pay attention to it, and then you notice that every other currency and every other asset, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's gold, whether it's silver, whether it's a melter, whether it's oil, always react, to the dollar index. So that's why it's very important for us to, as a trader, you want to know what is happening around the dollar index. It's just going to be a guide for you most times, to be a guide. It will guide you, as you trade, so that you will not be trading blindly. Okay, so let's move on. Let's check what is happening to Euro USD, and see what we are likely to, for the week. Yeah, so last week we had this analysis last week, and I was saying, that if we break this counter trend, this one that I have around there, if we break above it, we should come and, we should come and test this resistance, where I say break of resistance. And when we break this resistance, our TP1 should be around there. That means, what I said last week was I'll be looking, forward to buy when I have a proper breakout of this resistance. And that didn't happen. You know, that actually didn't happen. What we had was a pullback, a little pullback from this, you know, where we're having this range. You know, we see the price has been ranging around this area. You know, that's what we had all through last week. You know, there wasn't too many momentum, you know, happening around, you know, because there was no because it was toward the end of the month, you know. If you're in the Telegram group, I actually dropped that, you know, message in the Telegram group that while we're having a choppy movement last week was because, you know, it was the end of the month and the beginning of a new month. So we are bound to have some choppy you know, price movement. We don't have a clear breakout. You know, what we have is up and down. That wasn't really clear. But you know, but what I noticed, you know, about price last week was what we had was a you know, EURUSD, for example, you know, there was a bottom. If you go to the 4 hour, let's go and check. Because I'm on the daily time frame. Let's go and see what is happening on the 4 hour time frame. So you understand, so that we all be on the same page. What we had is last week was, you know, we had EURUSD bottom around this area. That doesn't mean, I'm not saying that price has bottom. I'm just saying, so we have a minor bottom. But I feel, you know, we should have price come and test this area. But, you know, on the short term, in the short term, that's what I'm looking. In the short term, actually, what we have on EURUSD is actually, we have, you know, we have price moving to the upside. Okay, as you can see, you know, price came in and bounces off the support, you know, bounces off the support and then moves to the upside. And then you can, if you pay attention also, you also notice that we'll be having, you know, on the 4 hour time frame, in the short term, you know, we'll be having, what we have right now is major, is what that we notice that price has been moving up. And then what we also have is higher low. You know, see that this low is higher than this low. And this low is also higher than this low. So what that tells you is that, you know, we are likely to see a price movement to the upside, you know, for the short term. Okay. So and then if you, I think I explained some of this in the Telegram group. If you have not joined our Telegram group, I'll be dropping the Telegram group link in the description below of this video. You can make sure you join us. You know, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything. Also, we also have a course. Our course is out there. I mean, it's the best, you know, forex course that you can buy right now, and it costs less than 100,000 naira. Also less than, I think it's about $99. You know, where I explain chart patterns, candlestick patterns, you know, everything you need to know about trading. I mean, to take you from being a beginner to a pro. Okay, so I'm very sure you want to grab that course. All right, so let's move on. So if you look at the daily time frame of EURUSD, you know, we actually battling this this area. So like I explained on the 4 hour time frame, I think in the short term, you know, we might see a bounce up. We already see a bounce up. We might see price move to the upside and test this resistance. So I'm looking forward to a test of this resistance in this week. You know, we if we don't break this resistance, we might likely come back down. You know, we are likely to have, you know, price, you know, come in and test this resistance and probably, you know, come on the way down. That's if the seller wins, you know, if you have if it eventually becomes a seller market, you know, might actually break into this zone. All right. Or on the other side, we can actually move up like it's moving up. So test this resistance, you know, come here, form a low, and then boom, we're up. Okay, so we can have something like that too. So I'll be paying my attention to this to EURUSD going forward this week. All right. Also, but in the short term, I'll be looking for buy opportunity the way it is right now, because, you know, like I showed in the 4 hour time frame, I'll be looking for opportunity to buy. If I see a pullback, I'll buy, and then I'll be putting a very tight stop loss until we have a clear breakout, until we actually have a clear breakout of this resistance. All right. So moving forward, let's check what pounds USD is doing. Also, pounds USD, you know, the pounds USD and EURUSD, I call them, you know, twins. You know, 95% of the time they have, you know, they seems to react to the dollar. Pounds and euro seems to react to the dollar almost the same way. not every time. Let's just say 90% thereabout. So also, you can see this is, the same structure, almost the same structure, almost the same pattern. There's a this support wasn't broken. Let's go to the 4 and check. See that this support still holds. So price has been coming down, has been bouncing off this support. It's been coming down. We've been having a push up, and then it bounce off the support. It's bounced off this support like 3 major times on this 4-hour time frame, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. So we have a 3 bottom, so we have a triple bottom, sorry, pardon me. So we have triple bottom, that's happened this past week on pounds USD. And going forward, that means that if you have a triple bottom like this, that means this support is acting as a very strong support. Also, if you check it on the 4-hour, on the if you check it on the higher time frame, on the daily time frame, you notice that this is a very strong support. It's a very, very strong support. So until this support is broken, I'll be looking for opportunity to buy, and me keeping my stop loss, as a very, very tight stop loss, starting this week, because this support has proven to be very, very strong. So because we are still inside this zone, don't forget that price move from zone to zone. I've explained this over and over. If you are just joining us, if this is your first time, I'll ask that you try and check my other videos. I've explained this price moving from zone to zone. Normally, when price breaks into a new zone, you always have price trying to come and test this zone again, this major zone, and then let me when it breaks, when we have a breaking like this. So we have a break-in, so we have a test again. So we can see price test this place again before we break this support, this triple bottom, that's been giving pounds some kind of a little bit of trouble. So we might likely come and come inside the zone proper. So, but for now, price is still battling this support. It's a very strong support. So, but then if you see a rejection of price on this support, a clear rejection, it might break back into this zone and move to the upside. So, but for now, I'll be keeping if I'm taking a buy, I'll be using a very tight stop loss. Especially around this support zone. I'll be keeping especially around this triple bottom. I'll be keeping a very tight stop loss, so that because I know if price is rejected around this major zone, we are likely coming down. All right. So let's look at Bitcoin. Now, please, before I move forward, ensure you subscribe and like, and also share this video. All right. So it helps others to also be part of the community anytime I post a new video. Okay, so Bitcoin also, as we see a pullback. I think last week we mentioned this. We see a pullback for Bitcoin also. So we see a pullback from this $25,000 zone. So price was ejected around there, and then price has come into this area around $21,000. So I believe if we break this support, we should see Bitcoin around 19,000. There's another support here. There's another support here. This is $20,000 area. There's another support here. So if you have a price breakout from this support at 21,000, so we'll be coming to around this 20,000. All right. So, and then if you break this support, Bitcoin, we are going to see a very, 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 very. I hope you don't come all the way to this around 18,000, 19,000. Where I am right now, there's a support. There's a resistance that turns to support here. So we should be looking at price coming there. If you have a clear break, price breaking this support. All right. So if you want to learn how to let me quickly talk about our course, the one we have out there. If you actually want to learn how you can analyze a market like this, like I mentioned earlier, ensure you click on the bottom here. I'll be dropping the link for our course, the one we have at our new course. You can just click on that link. tradersabroad.com. That's the name. So go there and purchase that course. I also have a free video. We have a free video on that website that you can watch that explain the top-down analysis. One of the analysis that we use, to follow price that you can buy. You can go through that free video. It's a free video. You can watch it on the website. So moving forward, let's quickly look at gold before we call it a day. We're looking at gold for the last, as I'm trying to find, okay, so this is gold. So last week we also explained, I was also, if you remember last week, I explained that, I hope that we already set TP1 here. And then I was actually in this trade, I was actually in this trade from around there. Thank God I put, I already take 50% out of my profit, and then I logged the remaining 50% at break even. So price just took me out at that break even. And then gold, if you want to trade gold, you have to be very, very sure, because you have to be very sure before you click that buy button on that sell button, because gold can be very aggressive. If you are conversant with gold, you understand what I'm saying. So you have to be on your A game, and your stop loss have to be very tight. So having said that, so we see gold, breaking into this zone again. Gold, and everybody thought gold was coming down because this it has already broken into this major zone. So we felt gold was going to come down here, because I remember I dropped a signal on gold on the group, and I immediately saw this bottom. I started telling people to be careful that we might go back up, and that was exactly what happened. So we saw gold push back up into this zone again. So going forward, I wouldn't want to say gold has completely changed direction, but the fact that it has broken into this zone, I'll be staying away from selling gold. I'll be keeping my eyes on buying opportunity, on the lower time frame. Don't forget that I'm on the higher time frame. It's on the daily chart. All right. So like I said, ensure you subscribe to the channel, like and share. Also, if you want to learn how to analyze the market like this, how you can analyze the market, and like I always like to say, it's about, if you understand how to use price action and how to identify your major zone. You can analyze any market. As you can see, you look at the currency market, you look at the crypto market. Now we are looking at commodity, we're looking at gold. You can trade any market. That's the beauty of understanding this, of understanding price action, also of understanding chart pattern, and also your candlestick pattern. It helps you a lot to analyze any market. Stock, mention any market, you'll be able to trade any market. And I explain all that in the tradersabroad.com course. I'll be dropping the link in the description below. Ensure you go check out the link. We also have a free video on that link. Make sure you watch the video. All right, and also buy the course. So I'll see you next week. All right. Thank you. Have a great trading week.